In this movie, I'm going to talk about Adobe's Live Preflight, and this was something that was introduced in InDesign CS4. Now, if we come down to the bottom of the screen here, there's a little area that I have conveniently ignored throughout this course, and that is the Preflight. It's enabled and there are no errors here, but that's because it's a very basic profile, and I can edit it by coming down to the Window menu, Output, and choose Preflight. Or alternatively, I can just double click here and I will go into the same dialog box. Now at the moment I've only got one profile here, and it's the one that comes embedded with InDesign, and it's a very basic one. It's showing no errors, and in fact I know that there are a lot of problems with this particular document. So what we've got to do is change this preflight. So if I come down here and choose Define Profiles, now you're not going to be able to change the basic one, so you're going to want to create one for yourself. So I'll select this and I'll just give it name VTC like that. I can save it. Now here is where I go through and set the parameters, the important aspects of this document that I want to make sure are correct before I send it to press. First of all, links. When it's dimmed out like this box, a little gray as opposed to these ones are white, means that some options are selected, some are not. So you want it to look for links, missing or modified links. So that's something you'd always want there. Inaccessible URL links, well, it's not an interactive document, so I don't need to worry about that. And if you're in a work group using OPI links, you'd want errors where they were missing. So that's pretty straightforward. Here are some options in color that may want to look at. If you have spot color set up, maximum number of spot colors allowed is one. If you were going to permit more than that, or you didn't want any at all, you could just put in 0 and it'll give you an error if you have a spot color. If you don't want any of these color spaces here, I'm going to select RGB, and although I can have it convert at the time of export, I may want to check RGB images here, and of course you could select any of these other ones if you wanted to see if there were any of these in your document. You could choose for blend spaces here, RGB CMYK, if you wanted an RGB transparency blending space, and to give you a warning about that, you could select that. I'll turn this off because we do talk about transparencies a little bit later. There are some more advanced options, overprinting applied in InDesign or overprinting applied to paper color. So we'll just skip over some of these because they're a little bit advanced and it's something your pre-press operator may give to you. In fact, you may get a pre-flight profile from your pre-press or printer, and you can come down here and load this in here. I'll cancel out because it wants me to save this one and I don't have one to load.